Hey guys, what's up? PIEGUYRULZ here, and it's time for a very special episode of My Favorite Episode. Today we are talking about the best animation series ever. No, not Avatar. Definitely not SpongeBob. Nor Teen Titans. That's right, I'm talking about The Simpsons. Yeah, they've been around since before I was born, but man, they are awesome. And they're still pretty good today. But I cannot just pick my favorite episode. I'm sorry. There's 480 plus of them. I cannot pick my favorite. So I've decided to pick my favorite season. Okay, that sounds fair, right? I'm allowed 20 episodes out of 480. So, which one is my favorite season? I'll give you a hint. It's one of the ones I own. Not any of these. May have fooled you, because it was up here. But my favorite season is the complete 6th season. Season 6 was great, just because all of the amazing episodes in it. I mean, look at this. Okay, you got Bart of Darkness. I mean, that's the amazing episode where Bart thinks that Ned Flanders killed his wife. A little bit of foreshadowing on Maud's death, but, you know. It was a great story and a pretty good mystery put together. Lisa's Rival. I'm not a big fan of Lisa's episodes, but I gotta say this is one of the better ones. Even though I don't really like it that much. Oh, another Simpsons clip show. And the really unique thing about this clip show was that it was in fact made almost entirely of clips. Even the parts that weren't actually clips were old animation used with new voiceovers, which was pretty unique for its time, and pretty unique now. Alright, moving on. Itchy and Scratchy Land. Oh, this is a classic episode. I mean, it's just amazing. I mean, you got robots in a Simpsons episode. What more could you want? Sideshow Bob Roberts. My favorite Sideshow Bob episode. Well, one of my favorites. It's just brilliant in the way it's done, and the parody that's done. It's just brilliant. Treehouse of Horror 5. I gotta say, this is like my second favorite Treehouse of Horror. Because time-traveling Homer was just so brilliant and funny. I especially love it when he ends up in the reality where everything's perfect for him, except what he thinks that there's no donuts, but in reality, donuts are rain, so it rains donuts. Would have been his paradise, but he leaves 1 second before finding this out. It also has Homer going crazy in The Shinin'. No, not The Shining, The Shinning. Well, and it also has some cafeteria workers and school staff try to eat Bart, Lisa, and Milhouse, which is pretty gory. Bart's girlfriend. It's an okay episode. Lisa on Ice. This was a good one, because it definitely got to the roots of Lisa and Bart's rivalry, and it definitely had a very touching end, and also a very funny end. I mean, the touching part was when Lisa and Bart kind of like made up and stuff. The funny end was how everyone else hated the fact that Bart and Lisa made up. Hilarious. Homer Bad Man. This is definitely one of my favorite episodes. I mean, I wish there really was the gummy Venus de Milo. I'd totally eat it. It was a great episode, and it showed exactly what the media can do to someone. And it's kind of, very down to earth and very realistic. Grandpa versus Sexual Inadequacy. This one's an interesting episode, to say the least. It definitely makes you, It's a nice episode. I mean, it gets to the roots of Homer's problems with his dad and why he hardly ever wants to spend any time with him. And when Homer's forced to spend time with his dad, i.e. to sell the magic juice or whatever it is, he has to, deal with his father, and it just shows that the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. Fear of Flying. Again, like Lisa episodes, I'm not a big fan of Marge episodes, but as far as this goes, it's not bad. Homer the Great! Fan favorite, and one of my favorites too. It's so brilliantly done, and how Homer wasn't a jerk about becoming a ruler, how he actually does try to make things better for people, and that only ends up hurting him. Also, the No Homers Club joke is just hilarious. and Maggie makes 3. Definitely my favorite, and the arguably the best flashback episode. And it's great, and it's also got an explanation of what happened to Homer's hair. He tears it out after every time he hears that Marge is pregnant. Yes, but it was really funny and really touching. I mean, they did a great job mixing the funny moments with the very touching moments. Bart's Comet, that's another great one. Also a cameo appearance from Waldo. Yes, where's Waldo? And it's also it's got a good message at the end of how you shouldn't really betray your friends. You know, like they don't leave Ned out to die by himself, at least. Homie the Clown, yay! Can you tell which is which? The hairs give it away, but it's another great episode, and really funny what happens at the end with how they do all the stunts with the bicycle thing, the tricycle, whatever it is. It was really great. Bart versus Australia. This was an interesting episode, to say the least. It was filled with a lot of inaccuracies, but hey, it's pretty good. Homer versus Patty and Selma it wasn't as funny as it was kind of there's a lot of getting to the root of relationships in this season. Well, I gotta say, the Bart subplot was pretty good, especially how Lisa just leaves him in the ditch. A Star is Burns. This one is nothing more than a shameless crossover, and it sucks, especially considering the series that crossed over with it, which I won't even mention, is just a terrible series, simply because it didn't last, and Matt Groening wouldn't even put his name on the credits, and he wouldn't appear in the commentary. If Matt Groening doesn't approve of it, honestly, I don't think it should have even aired. And one of the other guys, I think it was Al Jean, maybe it was James L. Brooks, who was in support of the other show, who worked on the other show, said that Matt was acting very childish when he went to the media about it, and I don't think Matt was acting childish at all. I think Matt has a right to decline episode ideas. Lisa's wedding. Speaking of, before we had the best flashback episode, this is the best flash forward episode. I mean, you got so many futuristic technologies, and really it's nice to see the characters older, and we get to explore what the life will really be like in the year 2000. And wait a minute. Oh, I guess that's not too far away then. Ooh. All right, 2001 Greyhounds. Another very nice rip-off of Disney, but not rip-off because it's funny. It's not really a rip-off if it's funny. It's a parody and a spoof and all that. The PTA disbands. Pretty good episode. Round Springfield. I gotta say, this is one of the most saddest of all episodes. And again, I'm not a big fan of Lisa episodes, but this one really kind of did touch me. Especially the Krusty-O's, how Krusty ate the regular cereal, and instead of the metal Krusty-O, and he thought he was dying. Oh, it was funny. The Springfield connection. Marge becomes a cop. Very interesting. It's a fairly good story. Again, I'm not a big fan of Marge episodes, but this one's pretty good. The Lemon of Troy. You know, when you're spoofing Greek mythology, you know it's going to be a good. And it's also nice to see alternate reality, Bart and Homer. And it's very interesting. It's a great story. I'd like to see more of Shelbyville, although we don't really see too much of them. This is like the only time when we actually see characters from Shelbyville. And of course, the season finale, Who Shot Mr. Burns? Part 1. Yep, Who Shot Mr. Burns? It's a brilliant episode, the first part and also the second part. Both brilliant episodes. Only the first part is in the 6th season, though. So, there you have it. I'd love to hear what your favorite Simpsons seasons are. I am PIEGUYRULZ. Join me next time for